Alright guys, today we're going to talk about the same thing as we did on the forehand, if you've seen that video, and it's the 3 different contact points. On the backhand there's a waist height contact point, there's the one that's knees and lower, which happens, and there's one that's at shoulder height. The forehand video I did the low one first, but this one we're going to do the high one first. Such an important shot to have in your arsenal. Most people that are any good are going to look to give you high backhands. If I'm playing anyone, my first port of call is to attack high to their backhand. I want to work the ball up and see how they handle it. If they handle it, I'm in trouble, because that's pretty much my only tactic, but most people don't. There's different ways here. There's a backhand that's high that if there's no pace on the ball and it's just kind of a high floaty one, then I can back up, I can let the ball come down, I'm going to relax my arms, I'm going to imagine there's that shelf that we talked about on the forehand, and I'm going to nice relaxed arms, and I'm just going to go ahead and work the ball back up high over the net. There's a thing in tennis where you want to hit the ball back the same way as it comes at you. So if someone hits me a high backhand, I'm going to hit them a high backhand. So the ball's going to come back here, I'm going to keep my racket up high, and I'm going to work the ball back up over the court. That wasn't a great one, but again, the ball's a little higher. I relax my arm, and I hit the ball high over the net. Pretty simple shot. Now the tougher one that we really need is when someone's attacking your backhand with a lot of topspin, and if you go back, you're going to spend all day at the fence. Really ineffective from back there. So this is one we need to be able to take on the rise. So anytime we're taking the ball on the rise, we don't have as much time. So what we're going to do is we're going to shorten the backswing. If you take your full-blooded backswing and the ball kicks like a donkey, you're going to be in trouble. So I'm going to take a smaller backswing. I'm going to get my body weight over the ball. I'm going to try and kind of smother the ball, keep the ball down, just like if I'm playing soccer, football, sorry for my English friends. If I come in and I kick the ball and lean back, that ball goes up. Okay, so if I'm trying to take the ball on the rise and I go backwards, that ball's flying up. It's just like in soccer, if I'm kicking the ball and I stay down, I can keep it on the floor. Same thing on this backhand. I need to get that body weight over this ball and get that ball coming down into the court. Okay, so I've got my body weight over the ball, I've got contact, shoulder height, somewhere between the shoulder and waist, but my upper strike zone, that's what I like to say. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish all the way over my shoulder. Probably going to take this ball cross court. This gets into some more strategy stuff, but if I'm taking the ball on the rise and I try and go down the line, good chance I'm going to catch it late, or slightly late, and I'm going to miss it left. So taking this ball cross court is going to give me a whole lot more margin for error. But again, that gets into a little strategy, but that's coming. The basics of hitting a tennis shot seem real complicated at first, but once you get it, it's more about strategy and the mental games and technique. Technique's just a really small part of tennis. Okay, so that's the high one. If you've got lots of time, back up, hit the ball back the same way as it come at you. If they're attacking you, you've got to step up and say, I'm not going to let this happen, and you need to stay on the baseline and try and take that ball on the rise. Okay, so now we're going to work on the low one. Now you can always slice this one, that works too. But let's say someone comes to the net and you've got a passing shot here and you want to go ahead and be aggressive, then you need to hit 2 hands. You can't be slicing passing shots. There is a little shot you can use where you can chip it cross court and get them down low and move in and put it away, which Federer does really well, but we're going to talk about taking the 2 hands with some topspin. Just like on the forehand side. We don't want to take a big take back because we're running out of time. The ball's getting ready to bounce a second time. So I get down with my legs, I make contact nice and low like this, because this is where the ball is, and I'm going to soften my left and my right wrists, and I'm going to let my wrist work up the back of the ball. I'm going to get a little wristier with this shot. So it's pretty simple. I get down, smaller backswing, a little bit wristy, and I'm going to work the ball up over the net with a little more backspin, topspin, sorry. And that's how we do it. Stay down, boom. If I've missed anything, please leave it in the comments. My name's Adam Wood. This has been A Touch of Tennis, and I'll see you next time.